Friends, good morning. Welcome back to our science class. Today we are going to discuss about our sixth chapter, that is physical and chemical changes. Part 1. In this we are going to discuss about physical and chemical changes along with the meaning, definitions, properties of physical change, properties of chemical change. Start the class. Every day you came across many changes in your surroundings, right? These changes may involve one or more substances. For example, your mother may ask you to dissolve sugar in water to make a cold drink. Making a sugar solution is a change. Similarly, setting curd from milk is a change. Sometimes milk becomes sour. Souring of milk is also a change. Stretched rubber band also represents a change. Make a list of 10 changes you have noticed around you and group them into different types. In our previous year, we have discussed about fast and slow change, reversible and irreversible change, periodic and non-periodic change. Like by remembering that, you need to make a list of 10 changes. In front of that, write which type of change it is. Let's get started. Which type of change it is. In this chapter, we shall perform some activities and study the nature of changes broadly. These changes are of two kinds, physical and chemical change. Today, we are going to discuss about physical and chemical changes. Change. A change in which a substance undergoes a change in its physical properties is called physical change. Physical changes is generally reversible. In such a change, no new substance is formed. So here, change occurs in their physical properties. Physical properties means color, shape, size, are called as physical properties. You can see these are all are the examples of physical change. Melting of ice cream is a physical change, whereas burning of candle, melting of wax is a physical change. Cutting of paper is also a physical change. Cutting of wood, all change here. Few more examples are like this. Here the dough is converted into chapati. The triangle shape has converted into circle. Stretching of rubber band. The size of the rubber band may increase and decrease, but it doesn't produce any new substance or change in color. So this is a physical change. Painting a wall is a physical change. A boiled egg is a physical. Crushing and aspiring means crushing and tablet is a physical change. Blowing of balloon is a physical change. So there are some properties. Physical change alters the form of a physical substances, but does not change it to another substance. It changes shape or size. Shape or size of the substance will change. It dissolves. It changes phases, means freeze, boil, evaporate, condense, like this. Based on this, when we heat, it change. The shape of the object may change. Such changes which occurs by heating or by evaporating or by freezing or condensing, they all are the examples of physical change. Example, milk converts into curd. Here it is a physical change. But when we think it, the molecules of that, it is the example of chemical change. Here, making of orange juice is an example of physical, because orange is converted into juice. Melting of ice is also a physical change, because once the ice melt into water, that water can be collected and freeze. The frozen water becomes ice again. Wet cloth becomes dry cloth. Here water evaporates from the cloth. So this is also an example of change in a substance that do not involve a change in the identity or chemical makeup of that substance. All changes in state of matter are physical change. State of matter means converting solid into liquid, liquid into gas, gas into solid again, gas into liquid. Like that, change in matter, states of matter are all the examples of physical change. All physical changes are not necessarily accompanied by a chemical change. For example, peanuts. By grinding the peanuts, we can get a butter of peanut. Paper. By folding the paper, we can make a paper aeroplane. Okay, these all are the process. Grinding, folding, melting, ductiling. Ductility means copper is heated and it is converted into copper wire. This method is called as ductility. Then melting of ice into water drops. Here you can see the physical changes. Physical properties of the substance are changed. So these all are the examples of physical change. A change in which one or more new substances are formed is called a chemical change. See, now we are going to discuss about chemical change. The change happens by the producing new substance. Here new substance also produces. A chemical change is also called as chemical reaction. Chemical changes are very important in our lives. All new substances are formed as a result of chemical changes. All the new substances are formed by the action of chemical changes. For example, digestion of food in our body, ripening of fruits, fermentation of grapes. Ripening of fruits leads to a juicy fruit. Digestion of food is a chemical change. The food is digested and converted into useful substance for the body. Fermentation of grape changes into wine happen due to the series of chemical changes. A medicine is the end product of a chain of chemical reaction. Useful new materials such as plastics and detergents are produced by chemical reactions. These all things are not obtained in the nature. Plastic, detergent, soaps, all these are prepared by using chemical reaction. Indeed, every new material is discovered by studying chemical changes. We have seen that one or more new substances are produced in a chemical change. So, chemical change leads to the new substance. Let us see when and how chemical changes takes place. Chemical change are changes matter undergoes when it becomes new or different matter. It burns. Temperature changes without heating or cooling. It bubbles, means it produces gas. It changes color. It forms a precipitate. See, if you observe any one of these change, this property or all these properties in the change, then it leads to chemical change. Let us see here. Cutting of log is a physical change. Only it becomes size becomes small here. Whereas burning of log is a chemical change. Burning of log is a chemical change. Here heat is produced, gas is produced, and new substance ash is produced. So it is example of chemical change. Melting of wax is a physical change, whereas burning the candle is chemical change. You can see it produces light, it gives out carbon dioxide. So it is an example of chemical change. Burning of wood, rusting of iron. Rusting of iron is a chemical change in which iron reacts with oxygen and forms iron oxide. This red color powder is called as rust, which is formed due to the reaction of iron with moisture and oxygen in atmosphere. So it changed into rusted iron. These are few more examples of chemical change. Baking of cake. It is an example of chemical change. Boiling of egg. Here inside the egg and yolk changes. It becomes solidified. Then photosynthesis process. Sunlight falls on the leaves. It takes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water also needed for the preparation of chlorophyll. At the end, what is the byproduct? What new substance is formed here? Oxygen. So, photosynthesis, baking of cake, boiling of egg, all these are the examples of chemical change. Even digestion of food. A piece of food breaks down into small piece and it releases the nutrients to our body. This is also a chemical. Let us see the differences between chemical and physical change. This side there are physical change. Let us see. Physical change is the change of matter that occurs without changing the chemical position of the matter. Say burning of wood, it changes the matter, whereas chemical composition also changes. Whereas cutting of wood, just it remains like a wood, no new substance is formed. So cutting of wood is a physical change. A chemical change is the change of chemical composition of the matter. Chemical composition itself changes. Such change is called as chemical change. Usually reversible. For example, folding of paper and converting into a paper aeroplane. It can be reversible. I can unfold it to make a square or rectangle paper. Right? It is reversible. Melting of ice is a reversible physical change. It melts into water. That water we can collect and freeze it so that I can get back the same ice cube. Whereas chemical change is irreversible. Once the boiled egg is boiled, it cannot be brought back into the original state. Or burning of wood, ash cannot be collected and converted into wood. So that is the example of chemical change. New products are not formed. No new substance is formed. Cutting of paper. I can take a piece of paper and make it into 100 pieces. Is there any new substance is formed here? No. Is there any chemical composition change? No. Color changes? No. Whereas new products are formed in chemical change. The same paper, if I burn it, the chemical composition also changes. Paper turns into ash. That ash is the new substance, new product is formed there along with the heat and light. So burning of paper is a chemical change, whereas cutting of paper is a physical change. Some changes occur when heating or cooling is done. For example, water can be converted into water vapor by heating, whereas change always involve absorption or releasing of energy. Here only energy is absorbed or energy is released during chemical change. This is the property of chemical change. These all are the difference between physical and chemical change. So students, you need to remember the property of physical and chemical change along with the example. Hope you understood the topic. Thank you.